Okay, so good morning, students. Let's start off today's lecture. So before solving the numericals on V number and cutoff wavelength, let's quickly recap what we had done yesterday. So we had already discussed about the types of the OFCs, which are the single mode fiber or multi-mode fiber. If we want to separate them in the form of modes, or it is step index fiber and gradient index fiber, if we want to separate them in the form of in regard to the refractive index, right? So for doing this segregation, we need to understand what is mode if we want to talk about single mode and multi-mode fiber. So that's what we discussed yesterday. So mode basically is a set of guided electromagnetic field patterns. So you have the electric field and the magnetic field. Uh, and if they are perpendicular to each other or orthogonal to each other, that is those kind of waves are known as the transverse waves. There is another name for these kind of waves. These are also known as linearly polarized modes, or in short LP modes. Okay. So different books use different uh, names. You could use the linearly polarized mode or the transverse electromagnetic wave. So the order of the mode is number of zeros in the field, and that's what we discussed yesterday. What is this mode and what is this order of the mode? And we have already seen that the single mode fiber, which supports only one mode, is the most used because it is applicable for longer distances and provides higher bandwidth. Whereas a multimode fiber can be used only for shorter distances. Uh, on the other hand, the advantage of multimode fiber is that since its core radius is larger compared to single mode fiber, you can use a LED as the source, so it becomes a little cheaper. But there are disadvantages of multimode fiber in terms of intermodal dispersion. We have not yet discussed this intermodal dispersion. In short, this is known as IMD, and this will be discussing in module 2 when we talk about dispersion. So we looked at these advantages and disadvantages, and we looked at the various aspects of step index fiber and graded index fiber also, and the mathematics behind that. Then we again separated the single mode and multi-mode fiber, and I had explained you in detail the concept of zeros, the modes crossing the zeros, and how the order can be found. So we've taken an example of transverse electromagnetic field TE0, TE1, and TE2. That's shown you what this crossing of zero means and how you can find the order. So based on this, you can have three types of modes: the guided mode, radiation mode, or the leaky mode. We want the modes to be only guided so that the light remains in the fiber, and usually the guided modes will always be the lowest order modes, and they will be at the center of the fiber. The radiation modes are those kind of modes which will refract into the cladding, because the incident angle would be greater than acceptance angle theta a. Therefore, part of the light will go into the cladding, and because of this, there is going to be loss in the power. Then there is also leaky modes, or another name for them is evanescence modes. These will be only partially in the core, and as the fiber distance increases, they will also attenuate and the power will be lost. And then we discussed this idea of beta being between N2K and N1K, that is the propagation factor, and where K is your constant, or more specifically, the propagation constant, which is defined as 2 pi by lambda. Then we discussed about what parameter makes the fiber a single mode fiber, and that is known as the V number. Another name for the V number is normalized frequency. It's an important parameter. It is connected to the cutoff condition, and it determines the number of modes a fiber can support. So for single mode fiber, the V number has been found out to be less than 2.405. Very important equation of factor. Whereas for the multimode fibers, V is greater than 2.405. So this will be very useful for us in solving the numericals. Then I gave you the equation for the V number. when we solve the numerical, I'll rewrite this equation. We'll have to recollect this equation every time we try to solve a numerical. Okay. So you can see that the V number here is related to the radius of the core A. Here I should make a note for you. In some books, this A is also written as R. It's one and the same. Basically, this should be the radius of the core. So I'll stick to A, and you have lambda, which is the wavelength, and then you have n1 and n2, which is the refractive index of the core at the fiber. So this is what we do if we have a single mode fiber. Then I gave you equations for the multi-mode fibers and how we can find the number of modes, capital M, depending on if you have a step index fiber or a graded index fiber, right? And then lastly, we discuss what is this cutoff wavelength. The cutoff wavelength is the minimum value of wavelength that can be transmitted through the fiber, and we found an equation for the cutoff wavelength, which is in terms of V number, radius of the core, the refractive index, and delta, which is the index difference, right? So now today let's solve some numericals based on V number, cutoff wavelength, and the single mode fibers. So let me start off with the first numerical. So the question is, so this is numerical 1 for the day. The question is, estimate the maximum core diameter with delta equal to 1.5%. Next statement, the refractive index Ri of the core is 1.48 for single mode operation. The operating wavelength is 0.85 micrometer, and so we need to estimate the core diameter, not the radius. Okay, and then there is a further question. The further question is, further estimate the new maximum core diameter for single mode operation when delta is reduced by a factor of 10. Okay. So there are two parts to this question. Let us first try to solve the first part here. So in the first part, it says estimate the maximum core diameter with delta equal to 1.5%. So the solution goes like this. What we are given is delta, which is 1.5%. The refractive index of the core is 1.48. That means N1 is 1.48. And we are given that the refractive index of the core is 1.48 for single mode operation. So this is a very important point here. This implies that the fiber is a single mode fiber. Only then it can operate as in a single mode manner, right? So the other important information which is given to us is the wavelength of operation. So lambda here is 0.85 micrometer. With this, we need to find the the maximum core diameter, right? That means we need to find 2a. So maximum core diameter is 2a. Okay, we need to find what is 2a, right? So very first thing that we need to understand is that the operation is single mode operation, which implies the optical fiber cable is single mode fiber. And once we understand that, we know that V is less than or equal to 2.405. For convenience, we'll take V as 2.405. So we get the value of V through the fact that it is single mode operation and the fiber is single mode fiber. So now having known the value of V, we write the equation of V. So V is 2 pi A divided by lambda root of n1 square minus n2 square. However, we do not have the value of n2, but we have the value of delta. That means I cannot use this written equation. I need to use the equation which involves delta. So we have that equation also with us. So you have 2 pi a 2 pi a divided by lambda n1 root 2 delta. Since we need to find the value of 2a, I'm just going to cross multiply. Therefore, 2a will be v lambda divided by pi into n1 root 2 delta. Right, so I've just cross multiplied to get those values. V is 2.405 because it is single mode. The wavelength of operation is 0.85 micrometer. So you have 0.85 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by the value of pi into n1. The value of n1 is 1.48 into square root of 2 delta. We have 2 into 1.5%, which is 0.015. So if we evaluate this factor here, we'll get the core diameter, which is 2a. So let me evaluate that. So you get around 2.6 micrometer. So the core diameter is 2.6 micrometer. Right. So that's how we can calculate the core diameter given these parameters. Right. So this was the first part to the question. The second part to the question starts here. It says further, estimate the new core diameter for single mode operation. So everything remains the same. It is a single mode operation. We still need to find the core diameter when delta is reduced by a factor of 10. So when delta is reduced by a factor of 10. This implies that in the second part, the fiber is the same. Only change that happens is that delta has been reduced by a factor of 10. Right? This implies that we can use the same equation. So let me rewrite the equation. So in the second part, let me write it in a form you can see. So I will be using the same equation here. So you have 2a, which is v lambda divided by pi n1 root 2 delta. The value of v is the same, that is 2.405. The operating wavelength is also the same, which is 0.85 into 10 raised to minus 6. The value of pi will be the same. N1 is the same into root 2. Now the value of delta has reduced by a factor of 10. So delta is reduced by a factor of 10. So the original value of delta is 1.5%. Since it is reduced by 10%, the new delta, let me call it delta dash, is 1.5% divided by 10. Therefore, the new delta, I'll plug in that new delta here. That new delta will be 0.015 divided by 10. So that answer will be 0.0015. So the new value of delta after reducing by about 10%, about by 10, the factor of 10 will be 0.0015. That is the only change that we get in this equation. Rest of the factors are same. So overall, the core diameter 2A will be 2.405 into 0.85 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by pi into 1.48 into square root of, now if you multiply 2 with 0.0015, you'll get 0.003, right? And if you evaluate this, quickly, you get close to 4 micrometer. I forgot to multiply by 2, so you get 8 micrometer. So you can see what the difference is. Okay, so when delta was 1.5%, when the index difference was 1.5%, the core diameter was 2.6 micrometer. When you reduced it by a factor of 10, the core diameter has increased to 8 micrometer, right? So this implies that reduction in the index difference is going to increase the core diameter. When you increase the core diameter, the advantage is that you can use an LED as a source, so that the system becomes cheaper. But you may not be able to use a single mode fiber because the radius of the core of a single mode fiber has to be a very less value. Whether you can generalize this or not, that we will see later on, but this is what has happened in this particular numerical. So basically these numericals are just about using the right equation and getting the calculation right. Only thing is there will be some catch in the numerical which you need to identify after reading the question. Okay. Now let's look at another numerical. Okay. So the question is, determine the cutoff wavelength for a step index fiber to exhibit single mode operation when the core refractive index and radius are 1.46 and 4.5 micrometer respectively. Also, what is given is delta equal to 0.25%. delta equal to 0.25%. So here we need to find the cutoff wavelength. Here we need to find the cutoff wavelength. So let me take you back to yesterday's lecture where we found the cutoff wavelength. So this is the equation for the cutoff wavelength. So the cutoff wavelength is dependent on the V number. It is dependent on the core radius, or if you multiply it with 2, the core diameter. It is dependent on the core refractive index and the value of index difference. Right? So let me rewrite this equation so it will become clear here. So we need to find the value of cutoff wavelength lambda c, and that value will be 2 pi into a divided by V number into n1 root 2 delta. Right? Or let me just write 2 pi a here. Right? So these are the parameters which we require to find the cutoff wavelength. Right? Now, it is given in the question that the fiber needs to exhibit single mode operation. Right? Therefore, we can say that V is less than or equal to 2.405, and we'll fix it to V equal to 2.405, and we'll fix it to V equal to 2.405. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. I think there was some communication loss. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. So let me quickly repeat this. So we are working under the single mode operation. So therefore I fixed V as 2.405. The other parameters which are given to us, we are given that the core refractive index is 1.46. So N1 is 1.46. And we are given that the core radius is 4.5 micrometer. That means A is 4.5 micrometer. Okay. I have seen usually students making a mistake with this radius and diameter. So please read carefully and see whether the radius of the core is given or the diameter of the core is given. Right? So it is specified clearly here in the question that the radius of the core is 4.5 micrometer. Right? So the usual mistakes are on that. So please be careful. Okay. So with these parameters, now we can put in the values to get lambda c. So lambda c will be 2 pi into value of A is 4.5 micrometer divided by V, which is now 2.405, and N1 will be 1.46. Square root of 2 into the value of delta is 0.25% Therefore, you'll have 25 divided by 100, so you'll have 0.0025. So we have all the values here. So if you use the calculator, you'll be able to find the values. Here you'll have to be careful. You have 2 pi into 4.5 micrometer, so 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 2.405 into 1.46 into 2 into 0.0025. So if we calculate this value here, uh, so we'll get close to, so I'll write an approximate value here because we have pi. So you get 1214 nanometer, that is 10 raised to minus 9, which we can write as 1.214 micrometer. So this is the approximate value of cutoff wavelength which we get here. Okay, so I hope this was clear. All you need to know is uh, first you need to understand what are the values which are given, and then based on that, what are the parameters that we need to find. Okay. Okay. Let's try to solve another question here. So this question, I'll give you the question and I'll give you a minute to solve it yourself. So this is the third numerical. So it says a step index multimode fiber, step index multimode fiber with Na equal to 0.2, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's some connection problem. I think, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think I was disconnected. Okay, let me just state the problem again. So the problem is a step index multimode fiber with Na equal to 0.2 supports 1000 modes at 850 nanometers. The question is, what is the diameter? What is the diameter of the core? And the following question is, how many modes does the fiber support at 1320 nanometer? At at 1320 nanometer. So let me reread the question. The question is, a step index multimode fiber with numerical aperture of 0.2 supports 1000 modes at 850 nanometer. The question is, what is the diameter of the core and how many modes does this fiber support at a wavelength of 1320 nanometer? Right. So let me take you back to yesterday's lecture to see if we are given a multimode fiber which could be step index or graded index, then there are two equations which we can use. For a step index multimode fiber, the number of modes is v square by 2. If it is a graded index fiber, then the number of modes is v square by 2 into alpha by alpha. Now these equations have been found by after doing experiments. They can also be derived, but the derivation is outside the scope of the syllabus. We need to use complex ray theory to find these uh, equations, right, or derive these equations. So since it is not a part of the syllabus, I'm not doing that, but it is specified in Gerd-Kaiser how you can derive these equations. Okay. So in general, for multi-mode fibers, the derivations and the understanding of the ray propagation will be complex because we have multiple modes into the fiber, right? So we only need to know what is specified in the syllabus, plus the multimode fibers are not that much used as well because of them being applicable only for shorter distance. So we are not doing much analysis on multimode fibers. We are more interested in the single mode fiber aspect, like its V number and the cutoff wavelength, right? However, we still need to know the number of modes which this kind of a fiber, the multimode fiber, can support, right? So having seen this, now let's go back to the question. The question is, in the question we are given that this multimode fiber is a step index fiber, right? So if I go back there to the previous lecture, for a step index fiber, m is v square by 2, right? So let me rewrite that. The number of modes is v square by 2 for a step index multimode fiber, and that is the fiber which we are given, right? Now what else are we given? That the number of modes is 1000, which implies that 1000 will be equal to v square by 2, which implies v square will be 2000. Therefore we'll get the value of v by finding the square root here, and that value is about 44.72. So from this number of modes, we are able to calculate the value of v number, right? Okay. Now it says the first question is, what is the diameter of the core? What is the diameter of the core? And for this, we will have to use the equation of the v number, and the v number equation is 2 pi a divided by lambda root of n1 square minus n2 square, or the other equation is 2 pi a divided by lambda root of n1 square minus n2 square is nothing but na, or there is a third equation which can be used, which is 2 pi a by lambda into n1 root 2 delta. So these are the three equations which can be used to find the v number. Depending on what is the information which is given to us, we need to use the appropriate equation to find the value. Now we need to find the diameter of the core, and what we are given is Na value. Na value is 0.2. Therefore we can use this second type of equation, this equation, right? So I'm going to use the equation v equal to 2 pi a by lambda into Na, because the value of Na is given, right? So this implies the value of v, which is 44.72, which we found out before, is equal to 2 pi a divided by the operating wavelength is given to us. The operating wavelength is given to us, which is 850 nanometer. Please don't confuse the operating wavelength as 1320 nanometer. That is the second part of the question. Okay. So this is the first part. What is the diameter of the core for which the operating wavelength is 850 nanometer? Okay. There is a second part of the question. How many modes does the fiber support at 1320 nanometer? That is the second part. Okay. So please don't take lambda as 1320. So for the first part, the value of lambda is 850 nanometer. So you get 850 into 10 raised to minus 9 into Na, which is having a value of 0.2, right? So here the only unknown is A, and that is exactly what we need to find. What is the diameter of the core? Therefore, I'm going to cross multiply. I'll keep 2A as it is because we need diameter. So cross multiplying, you'll have 44.72 into 850 nanometer divided by pi into 0.2. And this value will give us the diameter of the core. So let me evaluate this. So you get about 60.52 into 10 raised to minus 6 micrometer. Very, very small. It's a very, very small diameter. Okay. Therefore, if I want to find just the radius, A will be 60.52 into 10 raised to minus 6 micrometer divided by 2, and that value will be 30.26 into 10 raised to minus 6 micrometer. That was the first part. In the second part, which is how many modes does the fiber support at 1320 nanometer? So I need to find the value of M in the second part. To find the value of M, if you look at this first equation here, to find the value of M, I need the value of V, right? So in the second part, it says how many modes does the fiber support. So for this, I will have to use M equal to V square by 2, for which first I need to find what is the value of V, right? Please understand here, it says how many modes does the fiber support. The fiber is the same as the first part, right? So when it comes to the second part here, first we have to calculate the value of V. V is 2 pi A by lambda into Na, right? Since the fiber is the same, its core diameter or core radius will also be the same. So I will combine 2A. I will keep pi as it is. The value of 2A is 60.52 into 10 raised to minus 6 into micro, which is another 10 raised to minus 6. This will divide by lambda. The operating wavelength in the second part is 1320 nanometer. So it is 1320 into 10 raised to minus 9 into Na, which is 0.2. These values remain the same because the fiber is the same, right? That is the catch here. So once I evaluate this, I will get the value of V. And once I get the value of V, since it is a step index multimode fiber, M will be V square by 2, right? So let us see what value of V we get here. So if I evaluate this, 10 raised to minus 9. So you get approximately 28.8, right? And this value can now be substituted in M equal to V square by 2. We have 28.8 the whole square. Therefore, the number of modes that you get is about 411.72, and number of modes is always an integer value. Therefore, we will approximate it to 412 modes. So this kind of a fiber operating at 1320 nanometer with that radius of the core and diameter can support almost 412 modes. So there are so many multiple modes which are operating in this kind of a fiber. So We have to carefully read the question to understand what parameters are given to us and what parameters need to be found out. Okay. Now we still have time, so let's do one more question on graded index multimode fiber. Okay. So the question is a graded index multimode fiber. So I'll write in short, graded index multimode fiber with a parabolic index profile with a parabolic index profile supports.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, modes, we are getting 414.72, sir.
414, no?
Yes, sir.
Here.
Huh.
Let me just find out again. You're saying this is 414.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you getting V as 28.8?
Yes, sir. 28.7,
Ah,
28.8.
okay. Ah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. 414. Okay. I think 414.6, something like that, right?
Yes, sir. 4.7.
414.6 is what I get.
28.8 square divided by 2. So 414.72.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So 7. So this, in that case, you'll get 415. We'll just approximate it to the higher value.
Yes.
Let me repeat this question again. A graded index multimode fiber with a parabolic index profile supports propagation of 742 guided modes. The fiber has a numerical aperture of 0.3 and a core diameter of 70 micrometer and a core diameter of 70 micrometer. Right? The question is, estimate the maximum diameter of the fiber for single mode operation at the same wavelength. At the same wavelength. So we'll have to be careful here of what is given to us and what is asked. Okay. The reason is the fiber is a multimode fiber, but we need to find the diameter for single mode operation. Okay. So we'll have to be careful here. So let us first note down what are the parameters which are given to us. Okay. So what is given to us is it is a graded index multimode fiber with a parabolic index profile. So here you'll have to note that we are dealing with the profile parameter alpha, and alpha could be 1 if it is a triangular profile, it could be 2 if it is a parabolic profile, or it could be infinity if this graded index fiber is similar to a step index fiber. Right? So these are the values that it can have, but we are given a parabolic profile, therefore alpha is 2. That is the first information that we get from the first line. And it says it supports the propagation of 742 guided modes. That means the value of M is 742, and it says the fiber has NA, that is numerical aperture of 0.3 and a core diameter of 70 micrometer. That means 2A is 70 micrometer. Here again, I make a note, please be careful whether core radius is given or diameter is given, right? Therefore, from 2A equal to 70 degree, I can find the 70 micrometer. I can find the value of A, which will be 35 micrometer. So core radius is 35 micrometer, right? Now this is a graded index profile, and let us go back to yesterday's lecture. For a graded index multimode fiber, the number of modes here is dependent on the value of alpha. So it is v square by 2 alpha by alpha plus 2. So let me rewrite that. So for a graded index multimode fiber, the number of modes is v square by 2 into alpha by alpha plus 2, right? Now alpha is given to us as a parabolic profile, therefore you'll have this as v square by 2 divided by 2 plus 2. So you'll have v square by 4. Right? We are also given the number of modes, which is 742. So which implies 742 will be v square by 4, which implies v square will be 742 into 4. Therefore, v is around 54.4. So from all this information, we are able to calculate the value of v. Right? Now, why do we need v? We need the value of v because it says estimate the maximum diameter. Estimate the maximum diameter of the fiber for single mode operation at the same wavelength, right? So we have the value of v. We know that v is 2 pi by lambda a n1 root 2 delta, or instead of or, let me write it equal to, you have 2 pi a by lambda into na, and we are given the value of na in the question. Na is 0.3, right? So we are given this value, right? Now for single mode operation, v is 2.405, right? Therefore, from the equation on top, you have 2.405 equal to 2 pi a by lambda into 0.3, which is na, right? From this equation, you will be able to find the value of the core radius, right? I think what is missing in this question is the operating wavelength, right? That wavelength is not specified to us. I think that wavelength is missing, so we cannot get the value of wavelength, right? So if you look at this equation here, okay, so you need to find the core diameter. That means you need to find 2a here, but the value of lambda is missing for us. We don't have this value of lambda, right? That should have been given to us in the question. So once you want to find the core diameter, that is 2a, right? You'll get this value as 2.405 into lambda divided by pi into 0.3. However, we don't have the value of lambda, right? So this will be the core diameter. If they give us the value of lambda, then we can find like an integer value, right? But this will be the core diameter for single mode operation. Okay. So if once you get the value of lambda, if you put it, you will get your core diameter. Please note here the difference. The question can arise that we are already given the core diameter as 70 micrometer, but this is for multi-mode operation. Okay, we cannot have the same core diameter for single mode operation, right? So 70 micrometer is for multi-mode operation, but we need to find the diameter for single mode operation, right? And they have given at the same wavelength, but they have not specified this wavelength. So we don't know what wavelength it is. Okay. So that's why once we get that wavelength, then we can find this answers. Okay. So there are a couple of more numericals which I want to solve. That we'll be doing in the next class, and then we'll be looking at some making of the optical fiber and a few important other parameters like mode field diameter and few other parameters for a single mode fiber. Okay, so we'll be looking at those factors. So probably in the next lecture or the lecture after that, I should be able to finish module 1. Therefore, you are